0.
Yeah.
Welcome, friends. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is Apgamingreal, I guess. You know, in everyone's life, there are things that happen. This happens to be the 10th episode, but sometimes other things happen to us. It seems like every week on this show, I make a mistake in regards to historical accuracy of armor and arms. I want to point out that I was technically not wrong about the pooping and armor thing. It's just that normally it would be a male skirt.
Right. Yep. So let's call it even there. We can call it even.
There's no calling it even. I was right. That was not the majority of the way it was done.
But
And
they don't have
now
to poop in their armor.
Václav is asking for a secret Connor and Václav medieval armor discussion channel. And I told him no. Go post it on the tabletop channel. That's what it's for.
Yeah. I don't think our channel is so busy that we have
a table
put it up
channel?
On my Discord, yes. It sees less use than the one that we have on your guys' Discord.
I can't believe we've lasted 10 episodes.
Yeah, I was going to mention that a little later, but that's a good call, because don't worry, I will mention it later. Second, I'm supposed to remind Connor of something. I don't know what it is, but he said that there was something we needed to do, and I said, I'll remind you during the next episode.
I need to get back to you about your food.
Food dungeon. Yeah, of course.
Dungeon.
No, I mean, look, I have a giant man-eating salmon done by Bearded that is going to be one of my premier monsters. Sun Spirit's done some work.
Sweet.
Probably a half dozen other artists. So yeah, no, I'll get back to you. Adam Bascombs Coon. He's a very long name, but did some work as well. Look, speaking of mistakes that have been made, I don't make them often. Actually, that's a lie. I make mistakes all the time. Today, I was out shopping. Now, I'm a big guy, and I'm overweight. And some of you might know that I injured my knee pretty severely. So, occasionally I stumble. I wouldn't say I've tripped. But today I stumbled in the grocery store, and well, I ran into somebody. Of course, we had to do what everyone does in a grocery store when someone stumbles into you. We both walked 3 paces away from each other, and we drew our long swords and entered into samurai stances. We ran at each other at full speed and slashed at the same time. A thin line of blood streaked down my cheek, and he turned to laugh at me, believing he had won the duel, but then his head popped off and blood gushed out over all the viewers. Everyone nearby was very impressed at my accuracy with that. I bet that story was not going where you thought it was.
It was not. No. Definitely deviated.
That is a private joke that I have with an audience member, the same one who I had to invent the character Steve Gary for, because he told me there's no way anyone would ever accept a character with 2 first names. And now there's a Steve Gary in pretty much every show that I run. It's very popular, very popular. Speaking of very popular, let's go ahead and talk to Connor, who's our artist for tonight. Now, Connor, before we do your introductions, I want to point out how much I love the fact that you just write down random words that I say without any context on your drawing.
Well, it's on a separate layer. And
Okay, I mean, no, but the thing is, I'm worried that later you're going to be like, Perseus, what does that mean? What was that from? Was that important? Because during this week's episode of Critical Role, there was someone that was like, yes, and who was this individual that had committed these murders? And they were just started going through a list of people that they had met, and they're like, we'll investigate them all. And they're like, no, we'll get to the right one. And they're like, we'll investigate all of them.
One by one. Perseus probably was the Clockwork Raven.
My goodness, that is true.
Yep.
Look, when you're not telling me how wrong I am about calling you out, what are you doing?
Mostly I am trying to draw comics or take care of my daughter. Yeah, and so actually right now regarding the comics, we have a Kickstarter going on. If you guys didn't know,
is that the Kickstarter for White Ash Volume 1?
That's correct. That's exactly what it is. We got 2 weeks left. We have 14 days. And we're closing in on another stretch goal, so it's going pretty well. You mind if I put a link in your channel?
You'd better send the link to me that I can put in the channel. Otherwise, the bot will ban you forever.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, you can check it out there if that's of interest. And yeah, I'm making pages on that. We're pretty close to done. It's going to have a little 10-page extra backstory on top of the, like, I don't know, in excess of 150 pages of the actual story, and then all the pinups and stuff. So could be good. Could be good.
It's going to be thick with 2 Qs.
We're gonna have and we're gonna have a lot of pinup artists. And speaking of pinup artists, I'll throw it over to Mick. What's up with you?
Oh, I drew a pinup for this little book that's coming out at some point. That, you know, I'm pretty proud of. I think it's possibly the best thing I've ever drawn. But
I'm looking forward to it. I don't think I saw it yet, right? You saw
I showed it to Charlie.
Yeah.
Did not show it to you.
Wow.
I don't know if I can. I'm just so nervous about it, right? Like,
I've always been so judgmental of everyone around me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, it's like I'm coming home to my father having killed, you know, my first animal out in the woods with my bare hands, and I wanted to be proud, but he's like, it was a rabbit that was old and sick. Who cares?
Or like if Mortrick wrote a poem and then tried to show it to Kaz for the first time.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
But I also draw the comics, and it occurred to me I still have a comic up on Webtoon, which I, you know, could direct people to, so I will give AP the link for that. But
excellent. You should actually send it to me, unlike Connor, where I had to come up with it myself.
I forgot. I started drawing, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, let me do that now. So you already.
But yeah, I draw comics sometimes on Twitch, although I didn't last week because it was spring break. And but I will be on tomorrow drawing comics. I'm working on like a horror fantasy thing right now.
Are you going to actually be streaming tomorrow?
How horrifying.
It's really not that horrifying, I'll be honest. I thought about, you know, like, how horrifying do I want to make this? Like, how grotesque do I want to go? And at all points, I chickened out and was like, I would not be comfortable drawing or writing that. So it's actually like a shitty PG-13 horror movie, but it has boobs to make it R, and that somehow that's better in comics world. I don't know. I'm not, you know, I'm really selling it here, so you guys will love it. I'm a great salesman. In my
Are you though?
I would say no. No, I'm not. But speaking of someone who is great, I'll throw it to Runa, who is actually bearded jalapeno, or
That's
jalapeno.
me. Hey guys, bearded jalapeno. I'm on your Twitch, your Instagram, your Twitter mostly. Yeah, I draw comics, illustrations, stuff like that. Gearing up to go to RTX Expo here pretty soon in Texas. So that's what I'm doing.
Where in Texas is that at?
Austin, I believe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I heard Austin has a great comic scene.
And they have really great food, which I am also going to be about.
Austin's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Mick, that link doesn't work.
Yeah, I know. I just noticed. I'm going to get the long link.
Much like most of Mortrick spells.
It like takes 8 hours to get to Austin from here, and that's I'm gonna go right past that. I'm gonna go right past that subtle dig.
No, it wasn't subtle because I don't think it's true. I think Mortrick's spells have been nearly 100% effective. It's Mortrick's raps that have been ineffective.
But it takes 8 hours to get to Austin from where I'm at in Northwest Arkansas, and that's driving at like 90 miles an hour plus through Texas.
Crazy.
Because
well, why are you going so slow?
There are no speed limits.
Those speed bumps will get you. Anyways, that's what I'm up to. What are you up to, Cotton?
I doodle sometimes. I run a Discord play-by-post, which is D&D but underwater. I also run a super secret one that I haven't updated in a while because I've been super busy. Mainly on AP's channel, busy, but you know.
So do you play D&D underwater, or is the campaign
Yes.
set underwater?
Campaign's set underwater.
Oh.
And
While
the
you're
characters have
playing-
cool names like Mist, and then they appear out of fog every time they show up.
Nice.
Actually, they're mostly huge jerks.
There's a lot of like murder hobery people in that group, and then there's on the other spectrum. There's people that are characters are so shy that they stutter whenever they talk to other people, and then they like draw their weapons and they're scared the whole time. And I'm not sure why they chose to be an adventurer.
Yeah,
when
I
they
know.
seem
Basically, the
terrified
first
of
4
it.
episodes.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I only popped in for part of your first 4 episodes, but if you were scared to do anything and talk to anybody,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except for
I've
Mick.
always
they
been
gave
scared.
themselves
Mick literally was the
crippling-
opposite spectrum.
crippling social anxiety.
Look, the really bad one was when on the first night, someone. So I was like role playing with someone, and I didn't notice that they were sending me private messages. And the private messages were like, "I'm going to kill your character. I'm about to attack them outright. I'm about to stab you in the face." And I thought we were just having a conversation at the bar, and I checked my private messages, and I was like, "Whoa, slow your roll. I'm pretty sure there's no PvP on this server." And second, I don't believe that violence is the answer when someone says, "You can't arrest me because you're noble. There's a police force here." And they were like, "That is the reason that I am going to kill your character. I can't believe you would question my noble authority." And I'm just like, what? It's rough, Cotton. I appreciate the troubles that you have on your server, because everybody knows that play-by-posters are all...
I'm surprised that that's what they were going to kill you over, because whenever anybody got a noble, I told them that nobility is not really a thing anymore, but they're like the CEO of a company.
I just remember this chick being like, "I'm super noble," and I was like,
Oh, that chick, yeah. I
yeah,
talked to that chick for a
that
while.
chick.
I remember that chick now.
Yeah.
You just had to mention chick, and I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
They left the server. They
Wow,
probably
that's
completely
such a
deleted
loss.
their-
Really.
okay. Yeah.
You sound pretty distraught about it.
I'm super sad.
Cotton, what terrible thing happened to you this week?
Hit my head on my refrigerated door.
That's
But
that's
it
right.
wasn't a concussion because she didn't black out.
Yeah. There's a bump, but it
Fine.
wasn't a concussion. That's not medically accurate, people at home. Do not do what Cotton did. Always get yourself checked out at a doctor.
I mean, I went to bed and I woke up just fine, so
It
it's
was
good.
4 days.
You're not supposed to go to sleep when you have a concussion.
Oh
It's
my god.
fine. That's why I know I didn't have a concussion, because I didn't like die or anything.
You could get into a
Ah.
car accident and then your liver or spleen will rupture 4
Later,
days
I could-
later from the force of the seatbelt. Did Cotton's mic die? Did she mute herself?
No, her concussion probably killed her.
Made
That's
her
how we
mute?
did it.
That's not how concussions work. We're spreading. Oh my god, is this anti-vaxxer now? Is that where we're at?
Sending you a private message right now.
I'll kill you.
Kill you.
I don't
How do we
think
kill the
anything
DM? What do we need to
else
roll for that?
happened.
Are you heart disease? I feel like you might succeed sooner or later.
Whatever you do, don't search it on WebMD. You're probably
Yeah,
gonna
that's
get-
a good call.
How to kill a DM.
Is that going to be like a new TV show, like How to Make a Murder? It's just how to...
Dungeon Master. I feel like that would be a pretty good web series for, like 4 or 5 episodes.
I'd definitely watch it.
What else was I gonna harass Cotton about? Oh yeah, someone else was asking me, Cotton, if they could kidnap you from my shows. So between
Ooh.
you and Lexi, I guess I'm like your agent now or something.
Well,
I feel like maybe people need to just ask you to be on their shows rather than ask me, because I'm not your boss.
I have to admit, usually the only time I ever hear about it is through you.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe you are my agent. I don't know if I
No,
should like pay
no,
you.
no. I feel like we're in the opposite situation where I pay you to make art for me, and then you don't accept the money, and then I
Throw it at you.
complain about it really loudly. That's
That-
too
that
real.
was
That
all-
is actually what happens. I hate to break the chain, Cotton, so I'll leave it to you.
Break the wait, what chain?
Oh.
If you're talking about the introductions
The
thing, I was just-
outsider dropping the ball, guys. I apologize.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
She has to die on stream now. It's the only way to correct this.
No, I don't remember who won. I'm frazzled.
PlanetKhaos. What is up with our favorite D&D character?
Connor, I wanted to see her suffer.
Oh, jeez.
All right, everyone, I'm PlanetKhaos. So you can find me on Twitch, PlanetKhaos with a K. It's PlanetKhaos Art. I will never get it right. On Instagram, it's PlanetKhaos_art. And I draw monsters and characters online. And so far, it looks like I'll be doing some game design. So I've talked to the fellow. We have a verbal go forward agreement. He's talked to me about some of the game mechanics, and it actually sounds pretty damn exciting. So, it's I think for a self-published, small game, it seems still legit. So I'm going to go for it and do the art for it. So do some of the art for it, not all of it, but usually the character and monster art, I think. Sweet. So as I know more, I'll pass it along.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it for me.
Passing it along. How are you doing, AP?
Well, I mean, I did my introduction at the start where I made up that bullshit samurai story.
I remember that this time.
We figured we'd let you redeem yourself by passing it back to you. As you mentioned, this is our 10th episode. We've done this show for an entire season. An actual real world season has passed. It feels like it's been a really long time since the middle of November when we had our playtest, and I was like, guys, it's going to be a super long time, but I need you to wait 2 months until January when I can get started. And I felt so bad about it. And now we're like 3 months in, and I'm like, it feels like it's been like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's been real quick.
Yeah, it feels like 3 or 4 episodes. I can't believe it's 10.
I also wanted to mention that I think for the first 2 episodes, the show kind of struggled with all of the murdering, and it was mostly about the murdering. And then once you guys stopped dying and Kazador stopped being a stick, I feel like it really has blossomed.
Yeah, we're doing
I
better.
feel like it really took off when he got stuck in that staff.
Is
That changed
that the
everything.
moment where it changed everything, Kazador and the stick?
I feel like it's really slowed down and been kind of boring since we stopped all the murdering. Give me
Yeah.
some more dogs.
Aren't you
gonna happen
currently fighting a whole bunch of zombies?
Yeah, but they're zombies. No one is
They're
surprised.
dead already.
Zombies.
But you stab one dog in a cave, people don't see that coming.
That's because it...
We just
That's
wish
true.
it did.
I have no answer for that. I have no answer for that.
No.
Don't do it.
No one ever does. No one does.
That's the way Mortrick wins debates. It's not that he wins it on quality. It's that you just have nothing left to say at what crazy things are going on. That's how you should have won
That
that
reminds me
debate.
of something Hitler said.
See, I can't respond to that.
Look, when it comes down to winning debates on quality, that's not something I know how to do. So I can agree with that.
I've been watching your burning crowns campaign, and you did win that debate, the first one anyway, with I suppose Wizenfool.
Oh, wait. Are we okay, so you're watching Burning Crowns. This is the one that Eric Vulgaris ran?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
It's
Look,
pretty good so
I
far.
want to tell you something, Connor. You are about to watch both the best and worst, absolutely the worst performances I have ever given on a stream.
I thought they were pretty good so far.
How far in are you?
Just the first like 2 episodes or something.
Oh my! Well, first off, Eric lost an entire episode where incredibly important things happened that would have ramifications for the rest of the show for like 30 more episodes, and we're always just like, "Hey, Eric, remember that episode that you lost?"
It seems really complicated. Like,
look,
the way you play that game is so complicated, and the way the mechanics work you actually have to role play the mechanics to make them work. Like, that seems really...
I know it sounds complicated, but it's one of those games that as soon as you play it, it makes a hell of a lot more sense.
I guess that's how D&D has been,
I mean, there are plenty of people that have never played D&D and just kind of watch people do stuff, and then they play it and they're like, oh, this is a hell of a lot less complicated.
Yeah.
You know what makes things a lot less complicated? D&D Beyond.
That's right. And
I wish that they
people
sponsored
use
this
D&D
stream.
Beyond on their streams.
D&D Beyond. Actually, did I make sure to turn on the D&D Beyond overlay for this?
Oh, yeah, it's on.
there.
It's on.
It's on? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I would have felt really stupid if I had said that and I hadn't done it. Because now I have to switch between the 2 campaigns every week. Since Group 2 has also got their stuff going on. Oh my goodness, everybody's uploaded their character portraits except for me. Now I feel like I'm the one holding you guys back. That's constantly. Look, here's the thing you need to know, Connor. The cast of Burning Crowns will turn over like every 6 or 7 episodes. Someone will leave after arguing with me, and then a new person will come in, and then they will leave after I argue with them for a while, and the show will end due to a player argument between me and another player who was brought in after I argued with another player.
But the entire game is arguing with people, so I mean that makes sense. Your
But these are
has
out of character arguments. It is it is a game where some of my most brilliant acting has happened, but also some of my worst moments on stream. Just be aware going in. Yeah. Most people say that the show didn't even start till episode 10 or 11.
Okay. Yeah, well, it starts kind of slow, so I mean I can see that.
Yeah, well, everyone spends all their time arguing while I'm like, you know what we should do? We should go defeat those bandits. And they're like, let me tell you about this chair. And I'm like, Jesus, fuck this chair. We're literally surrounded by bandits right now. Could we deal with them? And they're like, we need to figure out who's going to sit in this chair. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure actually it's you that wanted to negotiate with the bandits. So...
Yeah, I know. I'm always the one that's like, let's move the main story along. And they're like, you know what we should do? We should... That's it. That's all I got. Let's talk about the main story of this show. And by talk about it, I mean allow me to murder your characters. If you don't mind.
There's no way I'm letting any zombies do any more damage. Those rolls were crazy.
I mean, I'm about to show you some more crazy rolls. Wow, did you guys have a bunch of chat before the game started in Roll20?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, hopefully you've come up with a good plan.
Nope.
Lilowin, if I am reading this correctly, it is your turn to start with. But even more importantly, I believe your Moonbeam spell is still active because you haven't been wrecked yet. So does it deal damage on your turn to all the zombies that are in the Moonbeam?
If it's the first time that they've stepped into the Moonbeam, it'll deal damage. And if they end their turn in the Moonbeam...
Okay, so it's on their turn. All right. Yeah. Okay, well, you are maintaining the Moonbeam. They're just hanging out in it for a little while. They don't own it. They're time-sharing it. On their turn, they have to pay upkeep. That upkeep is, you know... a real drag? No. It's burning? No. I'm dying on this one. Cotton, what do you want to do? Because really, it should be your character that's dying, not me.
I think I can make it damage them again on my turn. But I want to read that spell real quick to double check.
You know where you can read that spell?
D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
So great.
Right now. My handy D&D Beyond character sheet.
I mean, the way to do it would be to recast a spell.
Yeah, you can use an action to move it.
You won't be able to re-damage them by moving it away and then moving it back, though. Because they've already been in it one time.
This is their turn in it.
Yeah, as long as they end their turn in it. It doesn't say anything about being able to do it. I think it's just there.
But I would like to move the Moonbeam here to get the other guy as well. It's just...
I think you have control of the Moonbeam, right?
Do I?
Can you move it?
I cannot.
Okay, so you're moving it here? Oop. I don't know what's happening.
Over one more.
One more over?
Yeah, so I can get that guy too.
So you will no longer have these two guys in the Moonbeam, then.
I'll have those two instead.
Okay. All right. You encapsulate them into the Moonbeam, and I believe that that means this guy is in for the first time, so go ahead and roll damage. 2d10 radiant. And then he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. You know, the kind of throw that zombies are actually pretty good at.
Mhm.
What's your save?
I think he's got to beat a 12.
Okay, well that's like a 12, but much less than a 12. And so he takes 13 searing points of energy as he is... So it's kind of like this, Kazador. There is, I wouldn't call it a god beam, but I would call it like a giant laser made up of pale silver light that is floating around you rather ominously. And as it touches the zombies, they're all going, ah! And you see their flesh, their putrid flesh sizzling. The green pus on them is popping and then turning gray. There's lots of noises. None of them are good. They all sound really visceral, like a butcher shop being filled with jello.
I think that's working a lot better than fire.
Well, that's good.
Is there anything else you want to do? Lilwyn? I mean, you do have a zombie that is...
I see that I have the zombie right there.
Yeah, there is a zombie right there, and they're threatening. I mean, you know, I don't know how threatening they are. Do you feel threatened by a zombie?
A little bit, but
Okay.
I don't think she can do anything else because moving the moonbeam's in action.
It is.
So that's it.
Runa, it's your turn. I believe you have a plan. Tell me what your plan is.
I want to disengage from the zombie that's closest to me and move to this zombie over here.
Are you disengaging as an action, or are you using...
With my key point.
Okay, yeah. You slink up, drifting away from the zombie. It is not able to keep up with your movements. You move along the road, heading past the apartment building that you're at, and come up to the zombie.
And then I'll punch him in the face.
Okay. Yep, that will solidly connect.
Yeah.
It will not defeat the zombie.
Dang it.
Anything else?
Flurry of blows.
Did that other action take your bonus action to perform? I'm guessing it was Step of the Wind.
No, I think I could just do disengage.
Step of the Wind.
Maybe it was Step of the
You
Wind.
spend key point to disengage as a bonus action.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, then that's my turn.
Yep. So I assume when you punch, you do that really pro wrestling martial arts thing where you stomp your foot as you're punching to make it look like there's a lot more force happening.
Yeah.
Should have drop kicked.
Or I could just like run over there and then use the wall to like jump up and then punch her in the face. Punch him in the punch them
I
in
do
the...
love the idea of you running along a wall and then just like dropping down. Oh, PlanetKhaos. I did tweet out your link, but I forgot to put it in the chat. You are, of course, streaming our battle map as well for people that are interested in that.
Affirmative.
So, Runa's turns over. Kazador,
Yes.
you got problems. Those problems are cats on cats on cats. There are catapults on top of cats, which are in catapults. And by cats, I of course mean zombies.
At least they're not trebuchets, because that'd be a lot worse.
I mean, that's
No.
comparable, you know. Like, of course, trebuchets are capable of throwing more force, but they require a lot more engineering and material availability.
Yeah, so that's why Kaz is always on the happier side of life.
I mean, do dwarves even know about catapults and trebuchets? Is that? Yeah, I mean,
this is your world. I don't know, you know.
I mean, well, we've established that you personally spend most of your life underground, so I don't suspect that there would be many catapults in underground locations.
No, but how about flamethrowers? Can I get
It's the dwarven elevator.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure flamethrowing exists. I mean, look, the most effective battle tactic, as proved by Tomb of Annihilation, is just send a herd of cows in front of you at all times, or to hire a bunch of dwarven miners. And if you don't know the story behind that, you should Google Tomb of Annihilation, herd of cows, Tomb of Annihilation, dwarven miners.
Okay, I will.
Because it is a great way to solve D&D problems.
Is
It
that
turns out you can
Annihilation?
activate all numbers of traps with either dwarves or cows.
That's the old what?
Oh yes, it's quite old. It's
campaign or
it's to
something?
find a lich named I'm not gonna get it right. Akarok. He's like, come to my sick ass tomb filled with traps, bitches, and fight me. And just finding the tomb, which in the book takes like one paragraph, actually takes most players like an entire session.
That's the one.
Because it's like the tomb is well hidden. You'll have to make multiple passes. Here's the roll that you need to make, and then there are also 3 fake tombs.
That's really nice and handy.
Yeah,
it was made by the person who made D&D,
Gary
right?
Gygax, yes.
Yeah, and they.
It's essentially a module about being a huge dick to your players.
Right. Yeah. And you actually have to sort of look around the room and then piece it together, visually in your mind, as opposed to
piecing it together. What is Kaz doing?
Speaking of that, yeah.
He's unpiecing together these zombies.
I'm gonna.
He's doing trigonometry in the air right now.
He's wishing he had Great Cleave from 3.5 so that he could get all 3 zombies in one attack.
Well, I want to make an intelligence check to remember who got hit from the last game.
That's actually a really good use of an intelligence check. Go ahead.
Okay.
Show me your power. Man, most people would just be like, I'm gonna look at the bars on the screen.
I can't look at the bars.
You can't see the bars?
Yeah. Not on the monsters.
Oh, that's what you're checking for. Which monsters have been hurt right now?
Yeah.
All of them are currently injured.
Can I get? Well, I rolled pretty well, so can I get
a 17? What are you looking for? The most injured one?
Yeah, the most injured one.
This is the most injured one.
Okay.
The one that you've been battling with for a short while here.
Okay. I'm gonna strike him with my hammer.
Okay.
And as usual, I minimized that character menu, and now I can. Where'd it go?
Double click on it, open it in the handout section again.
Yep. Yeah, I got it. I always forget you gotta click your character.
Pray to the Demon Lord. A 12 will hit. 8 points of damage. Would normally kill it,
but it's got a con save, right?
It does not save. So normally with a dwarf, I'd be able to say something like, I guess you really asked him a question, but saying you hammered him a question doesn't sound as good. But you bash him in the head, you break something vital along its neckline, and the zombie falls to the ground.
You hammered your point home.
Ooh, hammered your point home. I'm gonna remember that one.
Yeah, that's good.
He got ham murdered.
I like that one.
I don't know. I don't feel that one though. It does sound like something really cheesy, I would say.
You can use them both. They'll be appropriate at different times.
Speaking of something that isn't appropriate. Oh, I'm sorry, Kazador. Do you have anything else you want to do? Because maybe
I think I want to use hit die and do second wind.
Second wind and hit die are 2 different things.
Sorry. No, second wind. Second wind is.
Second wind doesn't use your hit die. It uses your second wind dice.
Yeah, which is a D12.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, then even better.
Using your hit dice is part of a short rest.
Okay. I thought I had to use one of those hit die as part of. Okay.
On your turn, you can use a bonus action and recover 1d10 plus your fighter level as a second wind. It doesn't require you using any of your hit die. It just 1d10 plus 3.
Okay, great.
Nice.
Cool. I get my HP back to 30, so I don't even have to update my D&D Beyond.
Perfect.
It's hate points. Sweet.
Who updates D&D Beyond? All right, to finish the earlier joke, now it's Mortrick's turn.
Mortrick. All right, so do you still have the inspiration, Kaz?
Yes, I do.
Last time? Okay, so Mortrick is gonna say, "You're doing great, Kaz." He's gonna turn to Rik-Jaxx. I'm gonna inspire Rik-Jaxx and be like, "Listen, Rik-Jaxx, he's not gonna make it out there by himself. Only you can save him." And then I'm gonna put my shawl back on and be like, "God damn it!" Throwing it on the ground. I don't even know what this is. It smells like shit. And that's my action. Pretty much.
You're still mad because Lilwyn threw your shawl on the ground. Oh, it's a rough life for you, buddy. Rik-Jaxx, you're bardically inspired. Mortrick's words of doom somehow drive you to greater heroism.
Fantastic. So, hey, just to confirm something that I think I know, we can use bonus actions before actions, right?
You can use anything anytime.
Yeah, all right, that's pretty handy because that made me think of a tactic for later. Okay, so I'm going to move up 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And attack that zombie next to me.
Well, it's next to a couple people, but yeah, now you can even sneak attack it if you hit.
That's what I'm going for.
So Mortrick is like, go help Kaz, and you're like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah, Kaz,
All right.
Kaz is on his own. All right, here comes the attack. It's a normal attack.
Kaz has the moonbeam helping him.
That's true.
And allegedly Mortrick.
It's more of
I
a
gave
moral
you an
support.
inspiration. What else do you want me to?
I don't need inspiration against zombies.
Even with the slow movement of these zombies and their complete lack of armor, it still manages to stumble out of the way as your attack goes wide. Whoosh. Just kind of a
Excellent.
feeble cut.
All right, I'll use my bonus action for the offhand attack.
All right. Crossbody draw. Bring up the other. Go for the stabbing right in the gut. And nope.
Wow, I suck so bad. Okay.
You actually physically stab it in the gut, but when you pull your sword out, you realize you pulled nothing out of it because there was already a hole there.
Yeah, I such precision. I hit an existing hole. Yeah. I'm having flashbacks of last week's episode already.
Got a whole lot of problems.
Well, speaking of flashbacks, Kazador is getting a flashback where zombies try to rip his armor off and eat him. What's your ridiculous ass fighter AC right now?
20.
Okay. All these goddamn fighters and their ridiculous ass AC.
Hey, what do I get with the Bard inspiration again?
It's a D6 to use on any skill check.
Skill check, attack, or
Yeah. Save. Anything you need to roll a 20 for, I think, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Lilliman, what's your AC? As both zombies also attack you.
My AC is 12.
Okay. That's very bad. And the zombie that Rik-Jaxx just tried to stab, the one that's been going after you, throws itself at you. You look back at the one that's coming in behind you, and you don't pay attention for the moment that it needs to, like boxing, clinch its arms around you and then bite you in the shoulder. You push it off. Ah! It's like you got like blood oozing out. You can see it dripping down its face. You take 3 points of damage. So I guess it actually wasn't that damaging. Let's talk about all of that damage that Moonbeam is about to deliver, Moonbeam style. I don't know what Moonbeam style is, but now it's a dance style that I would like to see. You said you had like a 13. Oh my god. No. That's a 2 and a 1.
zombie hurts itself.
All right, well, you don't need to roll very high. Okay, well, you didn't roll very high, but it also wasn't enough to kill them.
You jinxed it.
Yeah, I know, that's the best. All right, Lilwyn, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna take my moonbeam back there.
Right here?
Right there.
Right there.
Actually, like, wait. Right here.
Right here?
Yeah, that's perfect.
I feel like I'm just going to give you control of this Moonbeam. That's way easier. There
It's
you go.
perfect where it's at.
All right, you start dragging at Kazador. You watch as the Moonbeam goes sailing past you. For a brief moment, some of the blood and dirt on your armor gets... as there's like a sizzling noise. Your left gauntlet begins heating up, and then it rolls past you and encapsulates another zombie.
The moonbeam doesn't look like it knows where it wants to go.
I mean, the Moonbeam's really just a rebellious princess at heart. Lilwyn, you got anything else going on?
No, but I think that zombie will take the damage from it.
It had already been in the Moonbeam, so it does not get affected by that again.
Dang. Oh, that's all I got then.
Yes. Runa.
I'm going to attack this zombie right here.
Oh, wait. According to D&D Beyond, it's when it enters for the first time on a turn.
Ooh.
Which is not this. So it will roll to not get moonbeamed and...
So it takes half the damage. I think.
That's natural 20 right there, folks at home. Oh, it still engulfs in flames and dies instantly. All right. Well, I feel like that was a real letdown for the moonbeam. For the save.
Not for us.
I mean, really, all around, we can agree that was a very sad moment. Truly
Rip
awful.
zombie.
I had high hopes for him for just 1 second before the moonbeam evaporated him.
Such is the way of zombies.
He tried.
So all of you notice that there's no like con save on the moonbeam. The moonbeam seems to just annihilate it with no problem. Runa.
I'm gonna attack this zombie then.
Very well. That zombie looks pretty attackable.
Punch it.
Yeah, the punch is successful and theoretically lethal. I need to make a 10 on this, and I do. You punch the zombie, you crush its jaw, you go right through the back of its brain, you start pulling your fist out, and it tries to bite you, working its way back down your hand until you pull your fist out. It looks like it's not as dead as it could be.
Question, can I break up Flurry of Blows?
Yes.
Then I'm gonna Flurry of Blows.
Very well.
One for that guy right there.
Okay, I will roll again. He now needs an 11.
Yes.
Nope, he explodes.
And then I'll use my movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get here and then punch that other zombie.
Did you pass through the moonbeam at any point?
No, I went around it.
All right. So this is how I imagine Flurry of Blows goes. You punch, then you punch again. But it's really flurry-like. And then you spend the whole time doing, like, spinning wheel kicks and lots of whoosha stuff. You run along the side of the wall for the moment. Then you jump around the moonbeam and give one more punch to the other zombie. Just to make it one continuous... Oh, god damn it.
Annihilate that zombie.
8 plus 5. I need a 13. The zombie annihilation unsuccessful.
Dang it.
You punch it. You definitely sever its head from the spine, but the zombie torso is still up and moving.
Well, that's my turn.
Kazador.
All right. I'm gonna attack the bottom right zombie.
Very well.
And
As some might call him, the headless zombie. He's like a certain fellow from Sleepy Hollow.
what a coinkydink that we're talking about Sleepy Hollow.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
Why is
Someone's
that a
writing a
coincidence?
not great horror comic about Sleepy Hollow that they're really trying to sell for everything they're worth.
Oh, is that where White Ash takes place?
No, it's Mccomicker.
Mixed
Yeah.
comic takes place in Sleepy. Have you been to Sleepy Hollow?
My next one takes place in Sleepy Hollow. It's like a Lovecraftian Sleepy Hollow remix.
Have you been there though?
No, I've not.
Fantastic place. Good golf
looked
courses,
it up
several
on
nice
maps.
churches.
to
A
say
9
it.
will hit for 7 points of damage.
Oh, sweet. I didn't think I would.
7, 5. Nope, he's dead. So Runa, this headless zombie turns towards you away from Kazador, and then Kazador slams his hammer down where the head would be. The torso kind of cracks, and the whole body just slowly slumps down, like one knee, then the other, then it just twists backwards. It stops moving by the time it hits the ground.
I would imagine.
Such is the way of the zombie.
Is that the name of your fighting style now?
The way of the zombie.
The zombie. Sounds more like Runa's fighting style. No, I don't know. I don't know what that
Runa's
was.
fighting style is the way of the fist.
Wait,
Way of the
it's-
open palm.
Open palm, yeah, that's right. And I will enter Tunnel Fighter stance.
My goodness. Mortrick.
More tricks. Wait, are any... All the zombies that have gone down have, like, expired,
Yes,
right?
they're completely dead.
Okay.
Me dead.
Again.
Twice dead.
Twice dead.
Like a
Multiple times dead.
You want to draw Gore Reaver, Gorefang? One day I'll actually remember the name of the sword I invented.
No, I'm not going to draw Gorefang.
The Cursed Sword Gorefang. There we go.
Allegedly.
There's no alleging it.
Were there other zombies on the dock, or it's literally just this one?
Make a perception check.
All right, I'm going to make a perception check.
Oh yeah. So you see people that are in the beer gardens. Let me say this, Mortrick. In your time, you've perused a player's handbook or two, so you know that elves all start with short and longsword proficiency. What this means is that elves spend their entire childhood, no matter what they do, even if they're peasants, even if they're an NPC class, all of them have spent enough time to be proficient with a deadly weapon on a moment's notice, even if they just thresh grain. So you can see in the beer garden that someone is going around handing out like leftover swords. And people inside the beer garden are arming themselves, forming into like elven phalanx units and preparing to exit.
Okay.
There's at the statuary park, it's clear, but at the passenger offloading area and onboard Captain Espresso's ship, the Velocity Raven, you can see that the crew has formed a circle around Captain Espresso and his daughter, and they are currently fighting to get back to the ship. They're all like at various points at the bottom of the gangplank, on the ship, fighting off zombie attacks. And
so the place is filthy with zombies.
Yes, and with your good enough perception, you can't see it, but you can hear the sounds of magic coming from the seaweed.
From the seaweed?
Yes, that's the bar where Runa got tattooed. Or sorry, Rik-Jaxx got tattooed up, and Runa got drunk and slammed some dude's arm.
Where is the greatest concentration of zombies
there
right now?
The greatest concentration of zombies. I don't feel like a 17 in the middle of combat is going to tell you that. There are zombies all over the place.
Okay. And like towards the docks.
Don't worry. As soon as you defeat this group, more waves will show up for you to fight.
Okay. But in the passenger offloading area is where the sailors are at, right?
That's correct.
And then there are groups of elves in both beer gardens.
Publicly arming themselves and preparing to exit to go into fights.
Okay. So
I do want to point out that this fight has only lasted like 30 seconds. So it will be some time before the civilian militia is ready to go.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over here, out of range of Moonbeam, next to Little One. I'm like, listen, I understand that maybe the shawl was not a great idea, even though personally it was excellent. Whatever.
The shawl would be better if you washed it every once in a while.
But then it loses its good luck. We're not talking about the shawl right now. We're not talking about the shawl. There are armed elves about to be everywhere, and I would prefer if they like moved in the direction of the zombies instead of like at us crazy people who are already waving weapons around. So if you could like get them moving in that direction, that would be great.
Why would they go after you when there's zombies attacking the town?
Because they don't like people who are not elves. I don't know if you've noticed, your people are super racist around here.
That is super racist, assuming that they're going to attack you and not the actual threat.
I'm just saying we need to, be prepared for all eventualities. And one of our guys is a dwarf, and besides all the dwarfy reasons you would want to attack him, elves and dwarves don't really get along, do they?
I don't know. I like him.
Yeah, I don't know if you're the best judge of character. And we really have only known each other for half a day at this point. get to know Kaz before you decide how you feel about Kaz. Is what I'm saying.
Mortrick, not the time.
Yeah.
All right, that's my action.
That's your whole action, was to just walk over to Lilith and talk to her.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not judging. I just wanted to confirm. I mean, I am judging, but not like out loud. Rik-Jaxx.
All right, so I got a question. So since I fight with 2 weapons, does it take an action to swap out one weapon for another, like my offhand weapon?
So, at first, I might have said something like that, but that is not true. You can swap weapons while moving, as long as you don't do any other secondary actions while moving, like opening a door.
And I assume I can only swap one weapon, right?
No, you can actually swap both.
Okay.
For 2 more.
Okay. All right. I asked because I'm trying to decide if I should keep my main ghost on or do the other one. So what I'm going to do is put the main ghost back, pull out my fake gun, and shoot a firebolt at this zombie here.
How bold. Yeah. Let me ask. You haven't completed this thing yet, right? Like, you've only just begun work on it. That's just like a hand crossbow with a cone.
Right now, it's just like simple blocks put together.
Okay.
I still have to carve it out.
It will fool literally no one. The rest of your party watches as you pull this thing out. What was your arcane focus? It was the necklace, right?
The mirror necklace thing, yeah.
So your necklace flashes briefly as you channel your magic through it, and you fire out a firebolt from your gun.
Yep. Yeah, we could call it a crossbow if it's easier.
I mean, we could just call it what it is.
Red Ryder BB gun?
Fake gun. Yeah, Red Ryder BB gun. I assume you have to hit with firebolt or something like that.
I do. So I'm going to cast it.
Spell attacks.
Yeah, it's one of those.
That will hit, and it will deal 2 points of damage.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll take it. And then for the bonus action, then I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Move to there.
I mean, you don't have to bonus action that.
Your movement.
You can just move.
Okay. And I don't have any
can you sneak attack on range attacks? I think you can.
Say that again?
You can hit and attack if you have advantage. You don't need advantage if another enemy is within 5 feet of the target. So, I mean, if you want to use your sneak attack, you qualify on... Oh, no, does it happen on spells? That is a better question. Can Arcane Trickster sneak attack on spells?
I don't know the answer to that.
You know who does know the answer to that is probably Google.
Or D&D Beyond.
I probably can't because I think that's a skill I learned at later levels. There's a magical ambush ability. So I'm going to assume I can't until later.
Magical ambush. It's when you're hidden from a creature, you get advantage, disadvantage. Spells do not count as weapons. It must be a finesse or ranged weapon.
Oh, that's right. Gotta be finesse.
Spells are not considered weapons. Okay, so yeah, no. You cannot sneak attack on this, but you also don't need to spend your bonus action, just in case there's any other weird edge case thing you wanted to do with it.
Okay. And we cannot, it doesn't matter. I think that's it. My action's done.
All right, Kazador, you continue to have no one in melee range helping you out. Everyone continues to move directly behind you and to the right.
I mean, that is literally your job.
Just hang out back there.
I punched a zombie next to him.
You're You're kind of close to him.
I feel like I stepped into the middle of them, and I've been just slowly working through them this entire time. I mean, I guess the moonbeam is up. So
to be fair, you ran.
The moonbeam's got you back
directly
inside of you.
Yeah,
that's what Kaz does.
15 will not hit.
Right, zombie. And like I feel like the rest of us have done our jobs and have gotten out of your way to allow you to run directly.
Is that how it works? Oh, okay.
You also have the highest AC out of all of us.
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying.
That's right.
Anyway,
Lilwyn, I
you're
believe
the
you have
tank.
6 rounds left on your moonbeam, and it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I move the moonbeam now? I can.
Yes, you can.
All right.
I want to remind you, though, that if you move it through an ally, they will take damage.
I know. I'm trying to remember how far I can move it.
60
I think
feet.
60 feet. And each of these is 5 or 10?
Yep, 5.
5, yeah.
5, 10, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
My God. Exactly far enough. Runa, it's like someone is drawing a reverse C around you. The laser drops from the sky, and you can watch as the top layer of dirt and dust is like scoured off of the street around you. All of the blood evaporating as the moonbeam goes around you. You're just like, what's going on? It slams into the zombie.
I want to turn to Lilwyn and is like, is that how you guys keep this place so clean?
It burns the zombie away. No saving throw.
That's a heck of a
Several
spell.
seconds later, Hal shows up riding the cart with Winslow. He says, "Oh, okay. This place looks awful. There's zombies everywhere. Princess, I know you want to escape right now, but I don't think that's going to happen. We should return to the palace immediately so that you can be safe with your family. It would be crazy for us to try to board the ship in these conditions."
I'm gonna take up a defensive position where I'm
Okay, all right. Hal turns toward Mortrick, and then after brief moments of consideration turns toward Kazador and says, "You must agree with me, Kazador.
I'd be like, Dad, what
You are a
doing
wise
here?
man of logic."
Lilwyn, I think it might be wise for you to return to the castle, but we'll support you anyway, which way you want to go.
What are you guys going to do?
We're hunting zombies.
Pretty sure we're gonna get you to tell those elves to get us to the boat safely, and then when we get to the boat, we'll have to come up with a new plan because the first plan will have completely fallen apart by then.
Hal's just like, "That's true, but why are we doing this?"
We could just save Espresso and get her to the ship that way.
Wait, do we even need to get to the ship? We're trying to get out of town on land, aren't we?
You're on an island.
So we do need to get to the ship.
do need
Yeah.
to get-
Yes, Havens is an island country.
Yeah. We're getting to the ship because we're on an island.
Hal says, "Why are we even doing this? Why are we risking our lives for these people?"
Because I'm like 90% sure, and I'm going to be like quiet and just talk to Hal, that Rik-Jaxx caused this somehow, maybe?
He then loudly shouts, "Rik-Jaxx caused this." But it's like a
Rik-Jaxx,
question.
who
It's not
is
like a
that?
statement.
Keep it quiet, Dad. Listen, we just need to get to the boat. And then when we get to the boat, we'll come up with a new plan. Either we stay here and solve another problem, because that's what we do, or we just get out.
I do
I'm
think
gonna
we
head over
need
to
to.
Lilwyn
Sorry.
and put her on the cart.
Okay. Lilwyn, do you want to be put on the cart?
Yeah, I can just stand there and be like,
She'll put herself on the cart
okay.
and say, wait, where are we?
Don't touch me. I
We
can do
need to
that.
get out of here. Fast.
All right. So I need everybody to re-roll initiative as I reveal the location of the next zombie hordes.
Better than my last initiative.
Hold on.
So I
have
know
to
you guys
close-
are all drawing and doing other stuff, but I'm going to show you where they are real quick using the power of magic.
Nice.
Horde 1, Horde 2, Horde 3. Your guys' group.
Is Horde 3
Where's
the
the
horde
ship?
around the boat crew?
No, the boat crew is fighting a completely different horde.
Okay.
They're just in your way.
Okay.
And where are the
Let's
boats?
see here.
Where's the ship? Yeah.
The ship is located. I'll draw it.
If we can see it from here.
You can't. You can definitely see it from here.
Okay.
Ship's located right here. It's the new black thing in the middle of the ocean. Nope, that didn't work.
Damn, our initiative is fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Ooh, yeah.
Right here.
You're right.
Lilwin's at an 11. Runa's a 17. Kazador is correct. Mick is correct. And I got to re-roll for the zombies. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
And I'll just tell Hal to head for the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, so Hal's got a cart, and he's riding, you know, on the cart with you.
Yeah.
Lilwin, I guess you're in the cart now, which the cart will move every round 20 feet around towards the ship. Winslow is not a young horse, nor does he move fast.
We need a horse that can fight zombies.
Right.
No such horse exists. Can I
We could try
suggest
zombies
several
pretty well.
deadly animals for you that you could also have pull the cart? Okay, little one's on the cart. Let's move this thing to the back. Kazador.
Yep.
It is your turn, sir, to decide what you would like to do.
So where is the car? Okay, she's on the car, and the car can move 20 feet a turn.
Yes.
Okay, and so that's just
Always
square.
abandon the cart, and it's live goat, Hal, all of his spices, all of your extra gear that you're not carrying.
Right.
Mortrick's diploma, probably.
So, extra toilet paper. I don't need that degree to prove I'm a real boy.
You do need it to prove you're a real bard, though. I mean, it's definitely not going to be your sick raps.
I say we flank stage, I guess stage left. My right, our right on the map. Guys,
Which direction are you going? Up, down, left, right?
Can we say something, or do we need to respond in turn order, or like on our
Turn order, yeah. I mean,
I feel like we should go like here.
Want to go that way?
Yeah, towards the ship.
Can we go through the statuary park?
yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, let's go to the park then.
Okay, let's just. I guess we're rolling straight through, guys.
All right.
1, 2. I guess the car can only move 1 square slower than I can. So.
It can move 4 squares.
Right. Cat can move 5. So.
5 squares.
Mortrick.
That's a low dash. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, Runa, do you think you and Rik-Jaxx can take Horde 2? I can run ahead, and Kaz and I can take care of Horde 1, and then hopefully the cart can beat Horde 3 there.
I haven't seen any zombie yet, except for these guys over here, probably.
Rik-Jaxx and I can use our ranged attacks in the meantime until they come. I don't think we need to rush off and separate ourselves. That's how you get killed with zombies.
Runa, are you hopping up into the cart?
Yeah.
All right. So now Hal is squished between Runa and Lilwin. He's just like, okay, all right, that's
I can be in the back of the cart.
okay. I mean, I like the imagery of you just like power moving up, like climbing over the horse and pulling yourself up by the rein in one motion and sitting next to him. But yeah, you can move to the back of the cart.
Getting real comfy.
Wait, how do you do the shift move click? Is it shift?
Only the GM can do that.
I thought we could do that, where we could like control.
If you hold shift and click at a location, it'll draw people there.
No, like something about when we move, like it will.
Oh,
like,
if you
like the
hold
boxes.
Q or whatever, it'll let you do that.
Oh, there
Did
we
that
go.
work? Yeah, you got to hold Q
Yeah.
while you're doing it, and then
Wait, why is
spacebar
it
at every
all
stopping
over
point.
like that? That's not how I want to move.
Well, how do you want to move?
Just straight ahead.
All right.
And I'm
You
gonna
don't have to do it at every place that you're stopping at. Only when you change directions.
Okay.
Because right now it's going to take forever for your token to reach the end of that. So
Well,
slowly.
This is why we don't do this.
So for you, I think it snapped immediately over there for you, but for us, it's still at the 15-foot mark. It's only halfway there.
Yeah.
Runa.
I'm like 2 squares in front of Kaz. Okay.
Yes. We can see where you're going to end up because it's giving us a marker.
Okay, and I think I used my action to talk because I talked for a while.
I mean, talking is a free action, as they say.
Okay. How's everyone on? Everyone's finest. Yeah, I'm done.
Runa, you're just hanging out in the cart.
Yeah.
Rik-Jaxx.
Just gonna protect Lilwyn and Hal.
I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll move to there, and I'll shoot this zombie because I can.
Sorry, I missed that. Which one are you shooting? Upper
The
right?
one down at the bottom.
This
Is
guy?
that group 1?
Yep.
Yeah, that guy right there.
I'm gonna zoom
And-
out. That'll make things a little easier. Nope, it actually made things way harder. All right, I'm there. Go ahead. Hit me with your spell. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about this.
And
Pretty easy to hit. Yep. Yeah, that'll hit and hurt very badly.
Okay. I'm going to be sniping them as long as I can.
Yeah, I should have fired a crossbow off before, but I didn't think of it.
Yeah, that's why you're a dwarf and I'm a gnome.
Lilwyn.
Now, where the cart's planning to move?
Straight ahead.
Down, right?
Straight ahead? Can I hold my turn until the cart moves?
What would you like to do with your action? What are you holding for?
I'm holding for the thing to get here.
And then you will...
Cast Moonbeam here.
Okay. Where did I put... Gosh, what is it called? Sorry, I'm getting the HAL token. I just realized there isn't one.
What's the range on Moonbeam?
Oh,
120 feet plus
Yeah.
5 feet per level.
Sweet.
that's what I should have done.
Wow, these spells have really long range.
All right.
Pays
I
to
love
be a
it.
magic caster sometimes.
Yep.
Not that our group would know.
I mean, you guys have a magic
have
caster.
magic.
I mean, are you counting Mortrick?
Oh,
I
now that I'm
am.
level 3.
Why would you say that? That is exactly who I was counting. That's not. That's very insulting, sir. All right. Let me get Hal up here, and then Hal and the cart are moving 20 feet forward. Lilwyn, your Moonbeam cast goes off. You think you can just move your Lilwyn Moonbeam token to wherever you want to place it. I just want to double check your range.
Yeah, she could put it right in front of the zombies.
I was counting that too to make sure.
That's. I think she said this one over here.
Sorry, which one? Oh, that one over there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's 120 right there.
Oh, it's right on the zombies 120, that one?
Yep.
Yep.
You could hit everybody.
Sweet.
Oh, man.
Fiction.
You drop a moonbeam right on top of the zombies that are by the inn that you were staying at. As you drop the moonbeam, you can see the paint on the inn walls beginning to flake as you deal damage to the inn.
Whoops.
In the process, you hit all of the zombies at the same time. And they succeed. Oh, and I got one more, because there's actually 4 zombies.
Wait, I didn't think they saved on that.
A moonbeam?
I
Oh
think
no,
that's
It's
when
for
the
half.
Moonbeam, like takes them down to 0, right?
No, they have to save for half, because that's how moonbeam works.
Right, yeah, but after they die.
After they die, they don't need to, but this
Then they
this
don't.
definitely
Okay.
will not kill them.
Okay, yeah.
It will deal 16 damage only to the first zombie. The rest will all tough it out and only take 8. However, you have dealt a good amount of AoE damage. And as we know from WoW raids, to top the DPS meter, you just got to deal AoE damage. And then you go, ha ha, look at how much I'm kicking that warrior's ass. the zombies go, and they go like this. Down, 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 down. 1, 2, 3. No, that's wrong. I don't know what's happening with Roll20 today. Bugging out. Alright. Your moonbeam's back here. Watching me.
This battle just a thriller video.
Splitting up throughout the city. Is that the stance of your group right now, Kazador Whiteknuckle? You don't know if you caused this?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Until there's evidence otherwise. You can't prove it.
Can't prove it anyway.
So the zombies begin charging down the corridor between the beer gardens and across the statuary park towards your group. By charge, I kind of mean stumble, but they're starting to pick up speed. Kazador, Hal is nearby, and he's just like, "Go, Kaz, go get him! Can't let them anywhere near Winslow or the princess."
I shoot him a look as I gear up my crossbow.
We'll talk later then.
And I'm moving my 25 feet and shooting the one that Rik-Jaxx shot.
Now tell me about your crossbow stance. I don't know that we've seen you fire a crossbow before.
Yeah, in the first episode at least, I think I fired it down the hall.
Well, you're a battle master now, right?
I think he killed a dog.
Is it one-handed? Is it two-handed? Are we doing like Weaver stance, isosceles?
Do you bend the knee?
Do you bend the knee?
No, definitely no bending of knees.
No
He's
bending of
already
knees?
gone up.
Okay.
No, he does it
Between the legs.
like
No.
at the waist,
Cocks
right?
it sideways?
No one does either of those things. You can't even do that with a crossbow.
You can't do it
The
at the
bolt
waist.
will just fall out of the receiver.
In that case,
Damn it, Kaz! How many times do we have to tell you can't shoot it like that?
well, in that case, I guess he raises it up for a regular old shot and
All right.
then takes a shot.
He's a battle master now, but he still sticks with the old ways.
How many other stances are there? He definitely doesn't bend the knee, that's for sure.
I mean, Weaver and Isosceles
I mean,
are the traditional shooting stances.
You could granny shot it, just shoot it through the legs.
No
you
one
know.
does that. Stop saying that. Literally no one would shoot a crossbow through their legs. No one would do it more than once. That will actually hit on an 8.
Nice.
Wow.
But only do 2 damage.
Yeah, it's not significant. It actually doesn't even hit the zombie. The zombie just stumbles sideways into another zombie in an attempt to dodge it. Mortrick.
It's been a while. I'm a little rusty.
You're right.
I love that chat is like, the Chancellor might have been right, and then during the week we found out that Connor actually supported the Chancellor's Ultra Hitler propositions. Gaz was like, I don't know that the Chancellor did anything wrong, and I'm like, what am I hearing right now?
Chancellor did nothing wrong. Look, I mean, if the demon apocalypse is upon us, Chancellor was making measures.
You got to take strong moves, you know, authoritarian, unite the world.
Well, I mean, look, either unite the world
Ties to
or
the king and queen and everybody else. So yeah.
die trying. Kazador is definitely, pro-military.
Yikes.
Mortrick, you have charged to the front of the pack. This is an unusual location for you.
So I'm gonna charge over here.
Oh my God.
Where is the boat crew?
The boat crew is all over their boat.
They're on the boat?
Yes.
Okay.
They're at the bottom of the boat's landing ramp, so it's like
Okay. So what's the little girl's name?
You want her actual name or her fake dragon name?
Her fake dragon name.
Cynthia.
Cynthia. So I'm gonna be yelling towards the boat crew from where oh shit. I don't know what I pushed. I'm yelling towards the boat crew as I charge to the front. Is Cynthia okay?
You can see her. They've surrounded Espresso and Cynthia, and they're like Mr. President in the gangplank to where there's 2 zombies on the ship deck.
Okay. That's what I'm doing. That's my action.
Yeah, so one of the
Racing
crew members, the quartermaster calls back. The quartermaster is like, yes, she's fine for now.
Okay, and then as my like last little thing, I'm gonna draw out Gorfang and say, "Please don't be cursed."
Oh,
And
it's
then I'm
super
ready.
cursed. The whole blade looks like blood is dripping off it. No blood ever like physically comes off the blade. Just the sheen on the metal always looks like there's a blood stain on it that moves around the sword. You ask it for not to be cursed, and the blade answers you with a giant "fuck you." Definitely cursed. 100%. There's no alleging it. Runa, you're on the cart. You want to stay on the cart?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the cart.
You need anything else?
I'll just hold my action for if any zombies come around, I just punch them.
Very well. Rik-Jaxx.
All right, so I'm going to cast Silent Image.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And I'm going to put an image of a giant, because I can do 15-foot cube, a giant version of Kazador. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
No
45,
longer than a 15-foot cube.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there, just as a distraction.
Mortrick, you see a giant Kaz come before you.
Like, Kaz, how'd you get here so fast? Thank
I like
you.
it. I like
He
it.
doesn't say anything, it's silent.
Oh,
All right, and I'm going to
understand.
stay where I'm at. So that's it. That's my turn.
Just don't be mad at me forever. I'm sorry I called you racist.
Okay.
mad.
You cast
So-
Foul Kaz, and I think you should have control of the token in case we need to move it later. But you summon a giant Kazador.
Yeah, that's waving his hammer and looking threatening.
So Kazador, you watch as suddenly your giant ass appears at face level towards you, and then just begins waving a hammer around. But there's no noise at all. It's just you taking a defensive stance, fighting how Rik-Jaxx believes you fight.
Shooting a crossbow between his legs.
Oh my god!
To the side.
I would point out that the bolt will travel to the edge of the illusion and then disappear.
Oh yeah, that's good.
The bolt is the size of a log. Super easy to tell that is fake. Willowin, what would you like to do?
I would like to move my moonbeam here.
You do. And let's roll some saves and some damage as you chase the zombies with your moonbeam. And are met with sizzling... Ooh, no! What's your save? Is it 13?
It's 12.
Okay, well then I actually save 3 times. I apologize. I actually don't apologize, but... save for...
You only saved once.
7 burned. And but there's +3 for all of them.
Gotcha.
Yep. I'm just rolling dice real quick. So this guy saved for 7. Left to right, up to down. This guy failed for 14, and he's dead too. And this guy should also, by order of operations, be alive, and he is. So the moonbeam chases after them as they move forward, and 2 of them just explode into green clouds that then fade into the eternal light burning, as all of the mist just evaporates underneath the hot sunbeam. Well, moonbeam. The other 2 zombies, they aren't like looking around for their comrades, they're just continuing to move towards you.
Effective than the fire thing was.
And now the cart and everybody in it is moving forward. Some people have become detached from the cart. Let's fix that. That's not good. There we go. Now everybody's back in the cart. Let's talk about zombies. I think there's an intelligence check to noticing illusions. I thought it was like a DC 14 illusion check. Or some intelligence check to see if you notice illusions or
Right, let me
something like
see.
that.
I can throw up the spell info.
I mean,
I
just
think
illusions.
they have to interact, and then it's an investigation.
In physical interaction.
Yep, and a creature that uses its action to examine the image can determine that it is an illusion with an intelligence check.
The first one is going to move forward and attack, and immediately determine that it is fake. Unfortunately, the other ones don't care because they don't share a language and they aren't intelligent. So all of them move forward and determine that it's fake. That's their whole turn.
Okay.
They all move forward and begin attacking it, and then they look around, and then all of them as one turn towards Mortrick.
I gave you a chance to run, Mortrick.
Zombies over here, now that they're at speed, they're going to move.
So I got a question. It doesn't really say that even though they know it's an illusion, I mean, they're zombies. I don't know if they would know, but it doesn't dispel, right? It's just that they know it's an illusion.
That's correct. So
Yeah.
even if you change the form of the illusion, they've already seen through it.
Yeah. Okay.
The other zombies are not fooled by it. I'm sorry. The other zombies are fooled by it, as are anybody else in the area. However, I'm sure most intelligent creatures would be able to notice the real Kazador and Super Kazador and draw a conclusion that maybe one of them is an illusion, especially when a bunch of zombies run through it and out the other side.
Absolutely. Okay.
Speaking of Super Kazador, let's talk to less Super Kazador.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the Super Kazador.
I mean, we could call you regular Kaz. You know what? I'll take that.
All right, I'm gonna move my 5 paces forward. 1, 2, and 5, and I'm gonna shoot at the one closest to Mortrick.
You shoot through super
Yes.
Yep.
Right through its butt.
I guess it could be at a disadvantage, I suppose.
No, there's no disadvantage. I mean, you're shooting through your legs. Congratulations, Kazador. You have successfully shot a crossbow bolt through your own legs. I said it couldn't be done, and I was proved wrong. Who knew?
Take that, DM.
Sorry, which one were you shooting at?
The one closest to Mortrick.
Okay, all right. You hit him for 9 points of damage. Fake Kazador turns at the hips back to you, gives you a smile and a thumbs up before bringing his hammer down.
Give him a smack for me.
Rik-Jaxx doesn't know what happened, though. It's like his illusion gained a mind of its own temporarily.
Sentience.
Mortrick. Yeah, these zombies are laser focused on you right now.
Okay. There's only one left in that group. Okay.
Mortrick's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep going. I played Left 4 Dead. I know that the guy who runs for the end always lives.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I am still running towards the boat. What's the zombie situation over by the boat?
They have almost cleared out the zombies at the end of the gangplank, and the boat is completely clear now.
Okay.
There's a lot of sailors violently stabbing some corpses.
Okay. I'm gonna call over to the sailors and be like, "We've got to stop these before they get to the boat." And then I'm gonna attack this guy.
I mean, when you say that, the quartermaster's just like, "You can't even remember my name. There's no way I'm coming out there with my men to risk our lives for you.
Do it for Cynthia.
Say my name."
Cynthia's friend.
Okay.
The quartermaster.
You can see that he's gesturing to the men to get everybody on board so we can pull the gangplank up as soon as possible.
All right, and then as I swing wildly at this guy, I'm just gonna say, "Please don't be cursed. Please don't be cursed. Please don't be cursed."
So cursed. It's cursed, but it also hits for 5 points of damage. Runa?
I got one more inspiration as my...
Oh, sorry, Mortrick, you're throwing another inspiration out. Do you have one left?
I got one left.
All right, who are you going to drop it on?
Is there a range I have to be in? 60 feet.
Yes.
Kaz.
Kaz has one.
Oh, then
1, 2,
nothing.
3,
Rik-Jaxx has one.
7.
Yeah. How long do they last?
It's either Runa's outside of range, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it to Lililin, and I'm gonna say, "You may be snobby and stuck up, but that moonbeam is pretty badass."
That's rude, but it is very badass.
All right, that's it. Now I'm out of inspiration.
You may be snobby and stuck up. All right, Runa, what are we doing here?
Is there any way I can make this card go faster?
I mean, you could take the horse by the reins and try to get Winslow to move faster. If you want to push Hal out of the way, make an animal handling check.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Hal's just like, oh my, oh.
This needs to go faster. And then what?
All right, make an animal handling.
And that is a skill.
Something like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a dedicated skill.
The Winslow does not go faster. He does not stop.
Can I use my inspiration? Oh wait, I don't have one. Never
Yeah, I
mind.
gave it to
Oh,
you.
yeah, I was about to say this would have been amazing,
This would have
amazing
been a great
time.
one.
Yeah, you were 5 feet out of range, or it would have been yours.
Yeah, you just keep him moving at a regular speed. No stopping, no running ahead. Winslow turns his head back towards you as he continues to plod along, and then makes a what is it? Snickering noise, and then turns back forward. I've been around horses. I just don't remember what weird noises they make when they're yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I thought that's the noise they made right before they dropped a huge poop during New York City parades, but
Alright, well, that's
I don't know if you've ever seen those Clydesdales walking along behind a Budweiser cart. Rik-Jaxx. Speaking of things that are taking a huge poop, let's talk about your illusion. Literally no one believes it anymore. Kazador is shooting through it. Mortrick is fighting beside it. The zombies don't give a shit.
I wonder if it even lasts. Oh, duration 10 minutes. I'm just going to leave it there.
All right. I think it's concentration though, right? You can't cast another concentration spell while it goes up. Minor illusion. Nope, it just sticks around. No concentration. You just poof it into existence.
Yep.
All right, so it should be noted that on a loop, the fake Kaz is going around slamming his hammer, and then like a repeat, it goes through the same motions over and over again, completely missing the zombies.
Works for me.
Nothing like me.
Meant to be a distraction. All right. So I'm actually going to hop on the wagon and then shoot firebolt at that one right in front of Mortrick.
Sorry, it was silent image, not... It's silent image, not minor illusion, right?
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
It
do
is
have to concentrate on it, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's it. It stays until I cast another spell, right? Is that how
10
it works?
minutes, or until you cast another concentration spell, or I start hitting you and you fail a concentration check.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cast other spells as long as they don't say concentration.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Lillian, your time is up. You can no longer see your moonbeam location. I believe that means it's stuck there, right? You can't move it unless you can see it?
I don't remember it saying that.
Let's see here.
And
It just says on each of your turns, you can, after you cast a spell, you can use an action to move the beam up to 6 feet in a direction.
Very well, then. I'll allow it. Rik-Jaxx, you definitely hit... Sorry, which one were you shooting with that firebolt?
the one closest to Mortrick, right in front
Well,
of Mortrick.
he needs to make a 15. So he actually needs a 12. Nope. All right, Mortrick. This is like some Jaws situation. The zombie's moving towards you. It has ignored everything around it. It has been assailed by multiple attacks. It is inches away from colliding with you when all of a sudden there's like a splash of napalm over it, and then there's just ash floating to the ground. You turn and you see Rik-Jaxx with this clearly fake gun pointing it in your direction.
I'm like, I didn't know you got that thing working already. That's amazing.
I'll give the barrel a blow. Blow the smoke out.
All right, Lilwyn, I will accept that you can move your moonbeam. However, you don't know where the zombies are because you can't physically see them and couldn't at the start of your turn.
That's fair. So I'm going to start moving it to where I can see the moonbeam.
You have control of it, so you can sweep it to wherever you want to go. You know, like most space lasers, it'll just leave a huge wreck in its path.
Everything's super clean now.
That's true.
It reminds me of an orbital strike in Star Trek.
Yeah, it is like an orbital strike in Star Trek. Especially because she can use it while she's hiding invisibly. It's zombie time. This guy dashes in. All right, so the zombies are disappearing into buildings and attacking the populace in the interiors.
I think we better run.
I mean, it's fine, right? There's never been a situation where an infected zombie goes into a building and then a shit ton of zombies come out. Mortrick. Just to be clear, fake Kaz and this... oops. Wait, I can fix this. Why did fake Kaz go behind? Oh, that's why. Alright. The zombie is occupying the same space as fake Kaz. So what's happening for people who haven't seen through the illusion, which is the whole rest of the party, including Kazador, is that every time fake Kaz's left boot goes up, a zombie is there. And then he disappears every time the boot comes down. Because he's inside the illusion.
What?
Mortrick, what's your AC? Not high, right?
It's 13.
Well, you take 3 hits, sir.
Oh, it is 13.
The zombies surround you and begin mauling you, kind of like a bear.
All right.
I hope you have a lot of hit points.
Oh, you know I don't.
You take 12 points of damage over 3 attacks as the 3 zombies surround you and begin assailing you violently.
That's amazing.
How you doing? You nearly dead?
Oh, I'm pretty close. I don't want to give it away, but
I mean, I'm the Gamemaster, so I'm just gonna go ahead and look at your character. It says you only have 12 hit points to start with.
Yeah.
am I only 12? Did I not heal after last time?
I don't know. I'm just clicking on your character. It says you have 12 left.
Yeah.
Does this knock you down?
Well, I have 13. Like on D&D Beyond, I was still up at 13.
Okay, you're down to 1 hit point then.
I think I might have punched you or something.
Oh my god, that's right. He did punch you.
Oh.
Mortrick goes down. Mortrick goes down. After a violent attack by an ally, Mortrick is left crippled and wounded before the zombies.
When you said that 1 point's gonna matter.
Yes, I do remember saying something like that. Kazador, you see Mortrick turn towards you and raise a hand. As the zombies engulf him and bring his body down to the ground, you see him raise an accusatory finger towards you.
Well, I guess I'll do something about this.
You sure you want to? Aren't you scared of the giant Kazador?
You gonna punch him again?
Punch his dead body.
Yeah.
You did all right, kid.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
It is indeed your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna walk, I guess, around the giant Kazador. 1, 2, 3.
Very uncomfortable situation for you.
Run through his legs.
Well, I mean, yeah, then he'll be standing up on me. It'd be weird.
Yeah.
Double tap. Yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna hit this guy right here.
You wouldn't want to teabag yourself.
Come on now. Show me the power of your dice, Kazador.
Hey,
Yes.
is dispelling, turning a spell off, is that an action?
Dismissing a concentration spell?
Yeah.
I'm sure that that's something we can Google real quick. D&D 5e, dismissing spell.
I think you could just do it as a free action.
Can a caster dismiss a concentration spell? You can't dismiss a spell unless it requires concentration and you decide to end your concentration. There you go.
Yep.
So like at any time, it's not an action.
Anytime.
I mean, I think it's a free action.
Yeah, it's a free action.
All right, I'd like to dispel or turn off big giant cast.
You can do that on your turn.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
then big giant Mortrick. You're dying, sir. You're in that condition where zombies are. Ooh.
Say.
I mean, I was gonna talk you through
Write your
it, but-
eulogy.
Whatever.
So
In the
Mortrick.
afterlife, I'm desperately trying to remember the quartermaster's name.
So I guess that's the scene we have for you, Mortrick, is that you look down through blurry vision and at least blood in one eye, and you see like these guys trying to rip the armor over your stomach out so that they can claw away into your innards, and then your vision fades and you're like, oh, and then you find yourself sitting in a table in a tavern, and the quartermaster's across from you, and he says, "So what was my name again?" You remember it, of course. You've been taking thorough notes, right?
Can I make? Well, when I come back to consciousness, can I make an intelligence roll to remember his name?
You can make an intelligence roll now, as far as I'm concerned.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Alvin, Theodore, the short, fat one. I don't remember his name.
Simon.
Theodore was the short one.
Is he? Oh, he was, wasn't he? 8?
No.
Probably not. Nope.
Whose cell phone is that?
Jacoby. Willoughby. Fredby. Hal? No, that's Dad.
100% we are going to get copyright strike on this video.
Right.
That's fine. I never monetize it anyway. That's because all the artwork here belongs to these wonderful artists. And I want to remind you, audience, don't ask me about the artwork. You can ask these people on their Twitters, on their YouTubes and Twitches. I'll send you along the way, though. But don't ask me.
That's it. I'm done.
Runa. Actually, did I move the... I think I might have forgotten to move the cart this turn.
Yeah, it hasn't moved yet.
Don't worry. 2, 3. That might be too far. But yeah, Runa, you're starting to get close. You see Mortrick go down. How do you feel about that?
I'm definitely going to go save his ass.
I feel like there's probably always a little bit of relief that washes over the party, and they think, maybe this time.
Maybe this time it'll stay.
Should we leave him?
So I'm going to jump off the cart. 5, 10, 15.
Hal scrambles to take the reins again. He's like, that's fine. It's fine. I got this.
So I'll get there, and then I'll punch that zombie in the face.
Okay.
And I do that with my weapon.
Yeah, that will hit.
Yeah.
Nice hit.
Cool.
Anything else?
Can I offhand attack him?
Yes, you
Is that a
can.
thing? Do I just roll another punch attack?
Yeah, it's a bonus action punch attack. Yep.
Cool.
Spinning wheel kick punch to the face. It's like a kick punch, but it's actually more like a punch kick.
I do like a cartwheel and then come down with the leg and hit him on the head.
And he survives it. You hit him on the head, and then your foot bounces off. I guess
his
you could
head
say
bounces
he
up on a
really is
tink.
like Mortrick because he's so hard-headed. That took way longer than I thought it would. I forgot to have my sunglasses popped open ahead of time. Rik-Jaxx, would you like to dismiss your giant Kaz spell?
I would, please.
Kaz, the giant Kaz disappears right in front of you. It's very unsettling.
Okay.
I mean, every part of it was unsettling.
That's what I would look like if I was Moradin.
20, 25.
And I want to remind you, it's Rik-Jaxx's version of what he thinks you look like, so it's not. It is nowhere near exact. You know how it is, right? When another artist tries to, like you do a self-portrait, and then an artist does a portrait of you, and you're like, that's what you think I look like? He's not even of the same race as you, so like maybe he doesn't even see in the same color spectrum as you do.
He just draws a super generic dwarf.
Yeah.
Dwarves all look the same. Come on, Kazador, you can't say that.
That's racist.
Rik-Jaxx, you run forward.
Run forward, attack with my first weapon.
Charge. Slam into a zombie. You hit him. 9 points of damage. You want a sneak attack?
I do, and here
That was a
goes.
trick, actually. Because he only has 1 health, so sneak attacking was a waste. But he's dead anyway, so...
Yeah. It was a trick. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Wouldn't I know if he's dying, though, first, before I do the sneak attack?
No. When you
Good
sneak
ask.
attack, it's... The order of operations is sneak attack, decision, and then... Sorry, attack, sneak attack, final result.
Okay. And
Yeah, you charge forward, you just run right into him and stab him with your with your side sword, and just the zombie falls down.
Okay, and I used all my movement, so that's my turn.
Do you have like a dagger or anything? I guess you couldn't bonus action a dagger.
No,
throw
I
on
don't
there.
have it anyway. No.
Man, that would be really cool though.
Yeah, an axe.
Lilowin,
I-
you sure you don't want to catch Mortrick in this giant laser hit? That's all I'm saying. He has had some very harsh words. You could clear his scarf up real quick. I've heard a good laser scouring will take the dirt right off of it.
That's as far as it can go right now.
Runa,
But
the giant silvery light beam is coming towards you at an unsettling place.
Fuck.
I also use a bonus action to cast Healing Word on Mortrick.
My goodness, Mortrick, you suck in the sweet relief of life moments before the zombies begin attacking your downed corpse.
Just in time for another attack.
Scream the name of the first major
I
one.
get 5 hit points.
Wow. Look at how lucky this guy is.
Wow.
All right, your corpse has 5 hit points. They begin
almost-
trying to slam on the ground around you, but they aren't used to having to attack targets that are on the ground, and so they both
The only
miss.
one mostly dead.
They're very confused.
So the real question is, will Mortrick die this round? The answer we will find out after our break.
What?
So Runa, Rik-Jaxx, Hal is like, should I slow down? As he practically runs both of you down with the cart.
Keep going.
Winslow is like in between Runa and Rik-Jaxx, looking at the zombies and going, "Brrr!" All right, guys, we'll be back for the second half in about 8 minutes, which will probably turn more into 10 because that's how these things work. Enjoy the break music, enjoy the break art, enjoy the break, video animation rotation thing. We'll
Enjoy
be
the
back.
break.
All right.